behind the wheel. Dave Westgate, the former champion, running a part-time schedule the last couple of years, and that car won 3 races in a row between he and his partner last year. Field is set, looking for the green flag. 25 laps of distance. The Everett Auto Parts Sport 4 season about to kick off. There's a green flag, and the Sport 4s are underway.
A drag race into the first and second corners between Westgate and Duhanchik. Westgate exploding off that second groove, leading the charge in a 3 and 4.
A good run up on the outside puts the number 1 in the 1 position while they race side by side behind him. Richie Johnson taking a peek to the inside of that 48. They roll down into the corner, wheel to wheel, give Duhanchik the advantage up on the outside.
Duhanchik takes that advantage, but the battle is for 5th between A.J. Manuel and Mikey LaForte, who race Nerf bar to Nerf bar. LaForte gets a little crossed up, smoothly brings it back in at lap 2. Westgate leads by 5.
Westgate pulling away from the rest of the field while they dice up behind them. Johnson with a good run down on the inside of Duhanchik as they go door handle to door handle off of turn number 4. Give the advantage to Johnson down to the inside. And he's got Pion, LaForte, and Manuel all lined up on the inside as they come off at 2.
Johnson second, Duhanchik third, Pion fourth. Now even with Duhanchik as they hit 3 and 4. Westgate still maintaining a strong advantage heading into the back straightaway.
Down the back stretch they go. Duhanchik has now fallen to the 4th position. LaForte now on the charge. Here comes A.J. Manuel taking a peek down to the inside as he settles it behind. A little further back, you've got the 14 battling with the 0-1. Jacob Budznya and Dan Hayes going side by side. Hayes taking that spot away.
Up front, it is Westgate, large and in charge, into 3 and off of 4. He will lead as we hit lap 6. Pion working the inside, trying to find some better position up on Johnson, who has a firm grip of second.
Yeah, Paulie, the second-generation racer, takes a peek down to the inside as they hit turn number 3. Johnson caught up on the outside. Pion with a brand-new ride, new colors for him as he crosses the stripe, gets a good run down to the inside. 7 laps are up on the board, 25 the total distance as they roll down the backstretch.
Westgate through a couple of lapped cars. Matt and Richie now side by side for that second position as they cross the stripe. Duhanchik in 4th. A.J. Manuel rounding out the top 5. Westgate leading down the backstretch.
Yeah, LaForte got a little loose coming off that 4th corner, and that opened up the inside and allowed the 0-8 to get underneath. Trouble down in turn number 3. The 88 of Harris goes around. Just makes a little bit of contact with the outside wall. Caution lights are out. 8 laps are up on the board. 17 laps remain for Westgate as he comes off of 4, up on the throttle, and we're back underway.
Westgate exploding off the start, maintains his lead. Johnson works that outside groove. That's been that go-to spot so far. Finds himself in second. Manuel gets a solid run to the outside. He is even. LaForte trying to make it 3 wide at the stripe.
LaForte has been real loose through the corners. You can see it there going into 1, but real fast. Right up on the back bumper. Pion takes a peek down to the inside as Manuel gets away up top. Here comes LaForte up into the 4th spot as they come off of turn 4.
LaForte 4th. Pion rounds out the top 5. Westgate still up front as he hits the back straightaway. Johnson second. Field starting to stretch itself out around the 3rd mile. Battle right now for 6 between Lavallee and Hayes, who gets a good run on the inside.
Hayes down on the inside. A borrowed ride tonight. Had engine problems in his, so the ride was given to him from the driver of that number 2 machine.
Jimmy Sullivan.
Jimmy Sullivan decided that, hey, go ahead and race it and see what you can do, and having a decent run right now running with Henry Lavallee.
12.5 up on the board. We have hit the halfway point this time by. Westgate jumped down in front early and hasn't let it go. Johnson, Manuel round out your podium. LaForte's a little bit of loose off that turn 1 corner is 4th. Matt Pion rounding out the top 5.
Field stringing itself out around the 3rd mile as they come off the corner. 11 laps remaining in this one for Westgate. Manuel and Johnson sitting right there in the middle.
Westgate about 4 car lengths of separation between him and Johnson. Another 3 back, you'll find A.J. Manuel. Westgate across the start-finish line. We are at lap 15, 10 more circuits to go, and it's been the Dave Westgate show so far.
Keep your eyes on that pink and blue number 19 of Mikey LaForte. That car is fast, but he is just on the edge. See him sliding that back end out in the first half of the corner. If they could get that harnessed, And I know we had problems in that last open practice we had for the Sport 4s with the steering. So they've got that figured out. But once they get that back end straightened where it's not so loose, watch out for this young kid. Looking to break through for his first career win. And that Simpson's Auto Care, it's fast and just that close to being right where he needs to be.
Unless you're several top tens, broke into the couple of five a couple times, wasn't able to quite find the podium, but he's doing a good job of not oversteering, right now overcorrecting, finding kind of that happy medium of controlling the car but not letting you slide up too far the racetrack.
6 laps remain. Richie Johnson keeping tabs on that number 1 as they come across the stripe, and Richie seems to be getting just a little bit faster as this race goes on. I don't know if David's just letting off and keeping it close in case he needs something at the end, but Richie really closing in. They come off a 4 with 5 to go with a 2-car length advantage, and to that lap, the 1 was able to grow it, but we got problems in turn number 4, and Mikey Lafort has come to a stop in the middle, right off of turn 4, and we are slowed up for the second time at lap number 19. Bring the field down once again with Richie Johnson up on the outside. Richie went winless last year, but came up on the podium several times and one of the final 4 in the championship chase. Off the corner they come. Green flag unfurls, and Westgate gets a huge jump over Richie Johnson as they come off of turn 2. Johnson on the charge up on the outside.
That up top is going to be the place to live tonight, we're seeing so far. Johnson now 3/4 of a car length back behind Westgate. Warning being issued to Matt Pion as he hits turn 1.
Down off of turn number 2, and Johnson closes right up on the back bumper of Westgate, takes a peek, tries a crossover move down into 3, settles it right behind and right up on the back bumper. Off the corner, Richie taking a look down to the inside. Battle for the lead down into turn 1. Westgate trying to hold him off. Barely shuts the door off at 2.
Door is shut. Westgate now firmly in front. Johnson peeked down to the inside. Contact is made. Westgate keeps it straight. We keep it rolling with 3 to go.
Richie keeping that car glued to the bottom lane and making Richie know that he's got to either go through him or around him. And Richie right now doesn't look like he wants to go to the outside. Here comes Pion up on the outside. Manuel sits right there in third. 2 laps to go as the top 2 run nose to tail down into turn number 1.
A straight line between those top 3 into the back straightaway with 1.5 circuits to go. Westgate in control off of 4 with trouble for Lafort, and caution's going to come out.
Yeah, Mikey Lafort came off with turn number 4, and it sounded like that car just seemed to quit on him once again as he came down the front stretch. He drove it right down to the infield to get out of harm's way, but unfortunately the leaders were thundering by, and Kyle was forced to throw the caution. So that leaves us with the all-time favorite 3 words. Green, white, checker. Westgate really trying to hold on now. It looks like Richie's got something up his. Henry Lavallee sits in that 5th spot. KJ looks the field over. Nice even start as they come down the front stretch. Last time Westgate got the jump. This time Johnson is able to hang tight up on the outside as they roll off at 2. Richie Johnson looks for the lead down into 3.
Wheel to wheel into 3 and off of 4. It is Westgate and Johnson dueling for the top spot. White flag is out.
Final time down into turn number 1. Trouble on the front stretch. A.J. Manuel goes around. Oh, up in the wall goes the 14 of Hayes. And the caution flag comes out real quickly there. And we are slowed right back up. Instead of the normal 25, because we do under green. And a green checker just is anticlimactic. You got to go 2. So it's going to be another green-white checker finish for the Everett's Auto Parts Sport 4s. Richie Johnson ready to bring the field down and kick the season off, see if he can hold on for his first win of the season, or will Westgate find a way through, or, heck, we've seen stranger things happen. 24 down, 2 to go as we get ready to rock and roll off of turn number 4, Richie Johnson and Dave Westgate at the top of the field. KJ looking the field over. Up on the throttle they come. There's the green flag, and Richie gets a good jump. Westgate, when he looks like he kind of hesitated on the shift there, and all of a sudden, here he comes back to the outside.
It's a 2-car dogfight for the top position. Westgate gets a little lefty-loosey, able to bring it back righty-tighty. White flag is out. Johnson in control in a 1.
Westgate all over the tail end there as they come off at turn number 2. Richie running for his life down into turn 3. Into the corners they go. checkered flag is in the air. And Richie Johnson will kick off the season with a win. Oh, hard hit. Henry Lavallee up in the wall, up in turn number 4 at the checkered. Not a hard hit. He's able to get away, but he's got some front-end damage, and he's going to need some assistance there, it looks like. But Richie Johnson takes down the win. Second place going to Dave Westgate and Matt Pion, rounding out the top 3. Of Matt Pion and Dave Westgate as they come over to congratulate our winner. Here he comes out of the car, ladies and gentlemen, Richie Johnson. Richie, congratulations. Tell us about that battle with Dave.
Yeah, I mean, I love racing with him. I've known them forever. I got to say, I got lucky with that caution because I wasn't going to catch him. But I've had that happen to me so many times where I had a lead and caution came out at the wrong time, so I had to capitalize on it. Felt like he was pushing a little bit in the corner, so I was just waiting until I could get under him and hang in there.
You had a great restart, able to edge him out, and you got lucky with that caution, put you on the point. Was there any doubt at that point?
I know he's just as aggressive as I am, and I know the Zero likes to race too. So, I knew they were right there. I had to be spot on, and if I messed up, they were going to capitalize. So, thankfully, we got it done.
Great way to kick off the season, isn't it?
Yeah, I got to give a big thank you to all my family, especially the special guest that showed up tonight, little Travis. All my friends, my sponsors, Matty Tire, Down Home Fence, J Corp Unlimited Excavation, Moonlit Roots, Lynch and Convoy Insurance, Andrews Family Automotive, Abstract Welding, It's a Lascious Life, and Alex Indek and Andy Walker from Cornwell Tools.
Congratulations. Welcome back to Victory Lane. Richie Johnson, kick. You led 23, but they were the wrong 23, my friend. But, man, this car looked real good. What happened?
Yeah, it was real good at the beginning of the race, and just caution after caution, the car just kept getting tighter and tighter, like Richie said, and I just started washing up, and I was hoping I could hold on, and that caution came out and put me on the outside, and I knew the only chance I had was just to throw it into the corner, and I got a little sideways, and I couldn't catch up.
You two were playing tag out there a little bit back and forth. Looked like you guys were having a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I was just trying to, like I said, I was trying to guard the bottom because I was washing up the track. He was obviously faster than me. I was just trying to hold on.
Now, what are the plans this year? Another back and forth season, or are we going to see you more often behind the wheel?
No, the plan is for me and Arthur to switch every other week. You know, it takes a lot of the stress off points racing, and it's a lot more fun that way for me. I did a lot of the points racing in the past. I'm over that.
Well, I know you got some people you want to thank.
Yeah, I want to thank Arthur Miak. I want to thank my wife, Amanda. I want to thank Arthur's wife, Chrissy, for letting us do what we do, all the kids. I want to thank our sponsors that jumped aboard this year, Middleborough Recycling, Bruce's Scrap Metal, and Dr. Torres Family Dentist.
Great run, second place for Dave. Third. Matt, not a bad way to kick off a brand new machine for you. New colors, look pretty good. You're just that close to these guys, and I don't even think you're that far away.
Yeah, this car was pretty good. Me and Kevin just built this over the off-season. Painted throwback to him, and then I have my old man's number on it also, so it's pretty cool. And the throwback to those two guys that helped me a lot. And then it was pretty good. Made a little contact there with a few cars, but it was glad to see that the race director agreed with exactly what I felt from inside the car. So, but other than that, we'll make a few adjustments, come back, and hopefully be better.
You got to feel real good kicking off the season on the podium, though.
Yeah, not bad. Just 2 spots shy, but I got a lot of support behind me, and we're going to go to work and make it better. And I just can't thank Phil's Propane enough. Foolproof Brewing Company, Casper's Canines, Barrett's Towing, Outdoor Living, Jamie's Performance Mufflers, Jeremy and Andy Hood, they came out. They've been supporting me for a little bit. And just anybody that's given me a helping hand on this car, I appreciate it a ton.
They run for third. How about a round of applause for